I'm sure you've all experienced this. You bring home the expensive catnip mouse, the feather wand, the little crinkle ball that every single review on the internet swore would awaken their inner hunter. You set it on the floor, you wiggle it, you make the little prey sounds, and your cat looks at it for exactly 1 second, blinks slowly, and walks away to go sleep on the couch for the 9th hour that day. You try everything. You buy the laser pointer, you buy the automatic spinning toy. Maybe you even go online and spend $40, $50, $70 on one of those robotic mice that zigzags across the kitchen floor, desperately hoping something, anything, will get your cat moving again. But a week later, the robot mouse is gathering dust under the fridge, and your cat is still lying in the exact same spot, in the exact same loaf position, looking at you like movement is beneath them. And as a loving cat parent, a quiet worry starts to creep in, because you remember what they used to be like. You remember the kitten who climbed the curtains, the young cat who did parkour off the walls at 3 a.m., and now you lie there wondering, is this normal? Is my cat just lazy? Is it age? Or is something quietly draining the life out of them and I'm missing it? But what if I told you that your cat's low energy isn't a personality trait, and it isn't just them being aloof or getting older? What if I told you that in a huge number of cases, that sluggishness is a silent nutritional drain that 99% of cat owners never even hear about? Even better, what if I told you that the fix isn't a vet bill, a prescription, or a $60 bag of premium food? What if the fix is a single ingredient, probably sitting in your grocery store right now, that you can add to their food bowl tonight? If you saw the title of this video, you saw the promise. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that ingredient is, why modern cat food quietly strips it away, and how one simple energy topper, costing you pennies a day, can wake up the hunter that's still sleeping inside your cat. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Quick note before we begin, I'm just a deeply obsessed cat parent who has spent years digging into feline nutrition research, talking to experts, and testing things in my own kitchen, and today I'm sharing everything I've learned so you can make your own informed choices. If you're one of my loyal viewers, welcome back. But today, we are dedicating this entire masterclass to the sleepy, snoozing, seemingly lazy felines of the world, and the worried humans who love them. So grab a cup of coffee and a notebook. I'm going to explain the fascinating biological reason your cat's battery runs out so fast, the massive problem hiding in their food bag, the lazy cat myth that keeps owners from acting, and then I'm going to give you my absolute favorite kitchen recipe to bring their energy roaring back. Let's do this together. Let's start with Chapter 1. We have to look at the wild history of your living room predator. We need to talk about the obligate carnivore blueprint. To understand why your cat's energy crashes, we have to trace their DNA. Your sweet, purring, sofa-warming companion is actually the direct descendant of a desert hunter, an animal that survived by sprinting, leaping, and exploding into short, violent bursts of speed to catch prey. And here's the part that changes everything. The wild ancestor didn't just eat meat for fun. Their entire metabolism, the whole engine, was built to run on animal protein and one very specific amino acid found only in animal tissue, taurine. Now, you've probably seen the word taurine on an energy drink can and never thought about it again. But for cats, taurine isn't a bonus, it's the spark plug. Unlike dogs, and unlike us, a cat's body cannot manufacture enough taurine on its own. Dogs can convert other amino acids into taurine, cats can't. Their bodies simply never evolved the machinery because for thousands of years they didn't need it. They ate mice, and a mouse is a walking, squeaking taurine delivery system. The heart, the muscles, the organs of prey are absolutely loaded with it. So Mother Nature made a deal with the cat. You hunt, I'll handle the chemistry. Every pounce, every heartbeat, every retina cell in those glowing night vision eyes, all of it runs on taurine that comes directly from fresh animal tissue. Without enough of it, the engine doesn't blow up overnight. It does something sneakier. It just downshifts. The cat sleeps a little more, play a little less, jumps on the counter a little less often. And because it happens so gradually, we humans write it off completely. Which brings us to the biggest, most dangerous clash between ancient biology and modern convenience. Welcome to Chapter 2. Chapter 2, the empty bowl crisis. For the last several decades, the pet food industry has convinced us that pouring dry, brown, crunchy pellets into a bowl is complete nutrition. And to be fair, most commercial foods do meet the legal minimum for taurine. It's printed right there in the fine print of the ingredients panel. But here's what nobody tells you. Taurine is fragile. It's water-soluble and heat-sensitive. The moment meat is cooked at extreme industrial temperatures, extruded, baked, and then stored in a warehouse for months, a meaningful portion of that taurine degrades or gets lost. and whatever survives can be further reduced depending on how the food is formulated, because certain ingredients actually interfere with how taurine is absorbed in the gut. So picture the math. A cat evolved over thousands of years to eat fresh prey, taurine-rich, moisture-rich, enzyme-intact food that was alive an hour ago. Now picture a bowl of kibble that was manufactured 6 months ago, baked at high heat, and has been sitting in an open bag in your pantry, slowly oxidizing. Is it food? Yes. Does it keep them alive? Absolutely. But alive and thriving are two very different states, and the gap between them is where the low-energy cat lives. Now add the second problem, carbohydrates. Cats have almost no biological requirement for carbohydrates at all, yet many dry foods are 30, 40, sometimes 50% carbs, because starch is what holds a kibble pellet together. And just like in humans, a carb-heavy meal produces a blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. That post-meal coma your cat slips into every afternoon, that's not contentment. In many cases, that's the crash. So the modern indoor cat is caught in a pincer move, an amino acid their engine desperately needs, slowly degrading in the bag, and a macronutrient their body barely knows what to do with, spiking and crashing their energy every single day. I don't tell you this to scare you or to shame you for what's in your pantry. I tell you this so you can step in, bypass the problem, and give their body back what it's quietly missing. And that brings us to Chapter 3, the myth that keeps millions of owners from ever acting. Welcome to the lazy cat myth. Pet culture has a joke it loves to repeat. Cats sleep 16 hours a day. That's just what they do. And like most myths, it contains a grain of truth. Cats do sleep a lot. 12 to 16 hours is normal, and older cats can push toward 18. That's real biology. But here's where the myth becomes dangerous. Because we accept cats are lazy as a law of the universe, we stop watching the details. We stop noticing the difference between a relaxed cat and a depleted one. A relaxed cat naps hard but wakes up interested. They hear the treat bag and materialize out of thin air. They do the evening zoomies down the hallway. They greet you at the door. They patrol the windows. They chatter at birds. There's a predator on standby inside them, and it surfaces dozens of times a day. A depleted cat naps and wakes up to nothing. No window patrol, no treat bag teleportation, no 3 a.m. hallway Olympics. Just a slow blink and a return to the same spot. The internet will tell you that's just their personality. Sometimes it is, but often, far more often than we realize, that personality is a body rationing its energy because the fuel coming in doesn't match the engine it was built for. And the supplement companies know this. They'll happily sell you a $40 tub of Feline Vitality Chews with a picture of a leaping kitten on the label. Most of them are underdosed, heat processed, and padded with the same fillers that caused the problem in the first place. There has to be an easier, cheaper, more biological way to refuel them. And there is. Welcome to Chapter 4, the part you came for, the energy bomb topper. We don't need pills. We don't need a prescription diet. We need to go back to their carnivore blueprint. If a cat's engine runs on taurine from fresh animal tissue, then we simply give them back fresh animal tissue. We top their regular food with it. I call this the energy bomb, and the whole routine takes less than 5 minutes. Here's what you do. Go to the grocery store and buy 2 things: a package of plain raw chicken hearts or chicken thighs and a carton of eggs. First, the heart. Chicken hearts are, and I cannot stress this enough, one of the most taurine-dense foods on the planet. Muscle meat, especially dark meat and heart muscle, is where taurine concentrates because taurine lives in hard-working tissue. A heart never stops working, so a heart is practically a taurine battery. Take 2 or 3 raw chicken hearts, chop them into small pieces, and stir them directly over your cat's regular meal, wet or dry, 2 or 3 times a week. If raw feeding makes you nervous, you can very lightly sear them in a dry pan, just enough to firm the outside. No oil, no seasoning. Now please listen to me very carefully on the seasoning point. Plain means plain. No salt, no butter, and absolutely no onion or garlic powder, not even a pinch. Onion and garlic are genuinely toxic to cats. They damage red blood cells and can cause a dangerous form of anemia. This is one area where a little won't hurt is simply not true. Plain protein, nothing else. Second, the egg yolk. Once or twice a week, crack an egg, separate the yolk, and drizzle that raw yolk right over their food. The yolk is loaded with amino acids, healthy fats, B vitamins, and choline. Nutrients that support everything from muscle function to brain chemistry to that glossy, healthy coat. Many owners report the yolk is the thing that finally gets a picky cat to attack the bowl. Here's the psychological cascade of what's about to happen. And it's the same predator logic every time. First, the scent. Fresh animal tissue smells like prey, and their nose is roughly 14 times more sensitive than yours. The second that topper hits the bowl, their whiskers twitch, and their brain registers, this is real food. Second, the texture. Soft, meaty, irregular, completely unlike uniform crunchy pellets. It engages the chewing and tearing instincts that kibble never touches. Third, the fuel. Within days to weeks of consistent taurine-rich topping, you're replenishing the exact amino acid. Their heart, muscles, eyes, and energy metabolism have been rationing. You're not changing their food. You're not starting a war with a picky eater. You are placing a $2 biological spark plug on top of the meal they already eat and letting their DNA do the rest. A package of chicken hearts costs a few dollars and lasts weeks. Eggs cost pennies. That is the entire investment. It is quite literally the cheapest supplement you will ever buy. And it isn't a supplement at all. It's just the food their body was designed for. But what if your cat turns their nose up at hearts? What if you've got a true kibble addict on your hands who treats anything unfamiliar in the bowl like a personal insult? Welcome to Chapter 5, the Sardine Sunday Upgrade. If your cat refuses the energy bomb, we bring out the heavy artillery, fish. Once a week, not daily, once a week, buy a can of sardines, but make absolutely certain of what's on that label. Sardines packed in 100% water. No oil, no salt, no sauces, no spices, no natural flavors, just sardines and water. Take one small sardine, mash it with a fork into a rough paste, and stir a spoonful of it, along with a teaspoon of that strong, cloudy sardine water from the can, directly into their meal. The pungent smell of fish is completely irresistible to the overwhelming majority of cats. The pickiest eater in the world becomes a furry piranha the moment sardine enters the building. And the nutritional payload is remarkable. Sardines are loaded with taurine, with omega-3 fatty acids that support the heart, the joints, the brain, and the coat. And because they're small fish low on the food chain, they carry far less mercury than big, predatory fish like tuna. You're getting maximum benefit with minimal risk once a week for about $1. Why only once a week? Because balance matters. Fish is powerful, but it shouldn't become the whole diet. Too much fish can crowd out other nutrients, and some cats get a little too addicted to it. Think of Sardine Sunday as a booster rocket, not the fuel tank. And while we're upgrading, here's one more lever that costs nothing at all. Meal timing. Free feeding, leaving a full bowl out all day, trains a cat's metabolism into a constant, sluggish graze. Their wild ancestors ate in events: hunt, feast, rest, repeat. Simply moving to 2 or 3 defined meals a day re-engages that natural rhythm. Many owners notice the evening zoomies return within a couple of weeks of structured meals alone before they've changed a single ingredient. Small hinges swing big doors. All right, my friends, we've arrived at the final and most important chapter of this entire masterclass. I've shown you how to refuel your cat's engine from your own kitchen, but I have a real responsibility to give you the hard truth too. Sometimes low energy is not a nutrition problem. Sometimes it's your cat's body waving a red flag, and no topper in the world can fix what needs a doctor. Welcome to Chapter 6, the red flags. If you see any of the following signs, I want you to put down the sardine fork, pick up the phone, and book a veterinary visit. No waiting, no, let's see if it passes. Red flag number 1, the sudden shutdown. If your cat's energy didn't fade gradually over months, but dropped off a cliff within days, if the cat who played yesterday won't lift their head today, that is not a dietary gap. Sudden lethargy, especially combined with hiding, refusing food for more than 24 hours, or avoiding being touched, is the universal feline distress signal. Cats are masters at concealing illness. By the time they show you, it usually matters. Sudden change means same week vet visit, minimum. Red flag number 2, the gum check. Gently lift your cat's lip and look at their gums. They should be a healthy bubblegum pink. If those gums look pale, white, grayish, or bluish, that can signal anemia or circulation problems, and it needs professional attention immediately. This is also a good moment to remember why we never, ever season their food with onion or garlic. Red flag number 3, the breathing and the belly. If your low-energy cat is also breathing faster than usual at rest, breathing with their mouth open or their belly looks swollen, treat it as urgent. Cats almost never pant. Open-mouth breathing in a resting cat is an emergency, full stop. Red flag number 4, the litter box story. A cat whose energy is dropping while also urinating far more than usual, drinking dramatically more water, or losing weight despite eating normally. That combination can point toward things like diabetes, thyroid trouble, or kidney issues, especially in cats over 7 years old. All very manageable when caught early, all very serious when caught late. A simple blood panel catches most of it, and catching it early can literally buy you years of quality time together. The topper routine in this video is for the healthy but depleted cat. The red flags are for the cat who needs a professional. Your job as their guardian is knowing the difference, and now you do. Wow, you did incredible today. We went from the desert hunters of ancient history to the heat-damaged kibble in the pantry, to the lazy cat myth, to chicken hearts, egg yolks, and sardine Sundays. And finally, to the warning signs that tell you when it's time to call in the professionals. And I know it can feel overwhelming holding the health of this tiny, mysterious creature in your hands, but by choosing to learn about their biology, by deciding to question the "that's just how cats are" narrative, and by being willing to spend $2 and 5 minutes on a simple food topper, you are moving out of worry and into total empowerment. You are no longer guessing. You are refueling the engine their DNA was built around. The fact that you sat here for this entire video just to learn how to give your cat a little more life tells me exactly what kind of pet parent you are. You are extraordinary. And somewhere behind you, on the couch in the loaf position, is a very lucky cat who's about to feel like a hunter again. So if this masterclass helped you today, and if you're going to try the energy bomb this week, please do me a massive favor and hit that like button. Subscribe so you never miss our cat parent secrets, and drop a comment below telling me your cat's name and their laziest habit. I read every single one. Give your sleepy hunter a gentle scratch behind the ears for me tonight. Have fun making that energy bomb, and I will see you in the very next video.